Hello and welcome. Goa government has cancelled SSC and 12th standard exams considering the pandemic situation in the state. How will Goa board manage evaluation of both these batches? So what is the fate of standard 10th and 12th students of this year? Let's watch this report.
Probably for the first time in the academic history, the students of class 10 and 12 are getting promoted without having to appear for the board examinations, which stands cancelled due to the COVID-19 surge. The anxiety among students and parents continue as the internal assessment will decide their future career path. After an online academic year, the students of class 10 and 12 are left with no examination, even as these are considered as two crucial phases of academic life. What is interesting is that the students of class 10 are the first batch in the history to be promoted without a single examination since class 5, all thanks to the no detention policy that came into force in 2002 and now the COVID-19 pandemic. Students faced a similar situation in 2020 as well, but back then they had already spent almost entire academic year in schools interacting with their teachers. Making a choice about stream in class 11 was easier a year ago. Since then, students spend almost the whole year attending the school from home. They miss the guidance they would otherwise have received from their teachers. Some students believe that the cancellation of board examinations not only affected their career choices but has also taken away the opportunity to rectify their mistakes. Students also feel that the score which could have been achieved is not possible now and therefore their percentile may drop. However, there are some who are confident that the cancellation will not make any difference in their choice. Parents are also worried about the future of their wards with the cancellation of the class 10 and 12 board examinations. Parents are, however, supportive of the state government's decision to cancel the board examinations for the safety of their wards. While respecting the state government's decision, some parents and students fear that the right assessment may not be followed if the marks of class 11 or class 9 are considered. The education experts have welcomed the government decision and believe that the internal assessment of marks is the future. The experts pointed out that the new education policy has laid emphasis on internal assessment rather than conduct of examination. They are also of the other view that examinations are just took to understand your academic knowledge, but it does not define your career. School authorities say the cancellation of Goa board examinations has evoked a mixed response, as students performing well in schools wanted to appear for the examination and others not so much. Many feel that the inclusion of class 9 or 11 grades in the assessment would drive down their marks. The class 12 students, especially of the science stream, might have some tough time to get through the entrance examination like NEET, JEE, GSET. However, the central government has already announced to work out detailed guidelines for the entrance examination too. While for class 10, the results would be based on internal assessment, the Goa board is yet to release the tabulation for class 12. The board as well as the schools are on a fix as they have to ensure unbiased, fair and transparent result process. The COVID pandemic has taken a toll on education sector with academic life of the student being hit hard. However, with the third wave of COVID on its way, which according to experts will have impact on children, the government's decision considering safety and health of students is welcome.
Hello and welcome to this week's debate of Goa Ahead. This is an unprecedented situation. We do not have SSC exams and we also do not have standard 12th HSC exams. What are the implications of this decision? Could we have been better prepared? How our educationists, top educationists from the state are looking at this? I have two eminent guests joining me. First, former Director of Higher Education, Principal, Dr. Bhaskar Naik. Sir, welcome to the show. And then I am joined by former Chairman of Goa Board of Secondary and Higher Secondary Education, Pandurang Nadkarni. Nadkarni Baba, I'll start with you. When you look at both these decisions, your initial reaction, this is an unprecedented situation, nobody had thought about it, cancellation of standard 10th and standard 12th exams. Was there any better option to deal with this situation, or this is the best we could have done? And secondly, how do you look at things ahead?
One thing, let me tell that I don't think that there was any other option before the board or the government. And for that matter, even with CBSE and Government of India. Because the situation is such that in the pandemic, we cannot take risk of health of our young generation, that is the students, crores of students all over the country. So under these circumstances, I don't think that there was any other option for the boards, and therefore cancellation of examination is a good decision, wise decision, though it should not have been, because finally in the system the teachers teach because of examination and students learn because of examination. So examination is at the center point in the system of teaching learning process. Now,
Yeah, sir, go ahead.
yes, please.
No, sir, go ahead. Now, how do you look at this now that we have cancelled the exams? And very interestingly, this batch of standard 10th, because of the no-fail policy till standard 8, hasn't appeared for any serious examination since their academic career began. So, how do you look at this, and how detrimental is this, although we are in a situation with no other option?
It is true that this batch, that means up to 8, there had been no detention, and because of pandemic during last year in 9th standard also there was no detention. So 100% students have reached standard 10. Now, of course, we cannot blame the students as such. Even for no detention policy, we cannot blame the students.
Yeah.
We cannot blame the teachers also.
Yeah.
But certainly we can blame the system, because we do not have the system in place to guide the students as well as to guide the teachers. No detention means everybody considered that it is a promotion, but it is not so. No detention is that it is the responsibility of the child to learn and reach to a particular level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, it is the responsibility of the teachers
Yeah.
to see that the child reaches a particular level. So, in the whole system, right from say 1st to 8th, the system failed.
Yeah.
And of course, in 9th, there was no alternative because of pandemic. All students were promoted to 10th. And
Yeah.
again, in 10th, of course, it is not no detention. But I think the result will come out because it will be based on the basis of internal assessment.
Yeah.
So on the basis of preliminary examination and some weightage to 9th standard
Yeah.
examination performance. So on the basis of this, the result will be declared. We can say the mark list will be issued rather than declaring
the result. Yeah, absolutely. Bhaskar Naik sir, how do you look at this situation, and how should we deal with it going forward?
I fully agree with what say Narkani has said. You see, there was no choice virtually, if at all it was a choice between two evils. One, you don't have an examination. I mean, that was one. And put the children into the risk. These were both options which are available. And in this situation, the only option, better option, is what the government as well as the Goa board has taken a very good decision. I would congratulate. And that is I should say that this decision could have been taken also some 10-15 days back. But the board also took up enough of time to see whether the situation improves and the children are in a position to come back to answer the examination. I do agree that the students have never answered any serious examination, which is correct. I also agree that no fail policy has been viewed in a totally different manner. No fail policy does not mean you are pushing up everybody. Yes, but in what way? Those of the children who are not in a position to meet the required parameters, you have to take the children up to that level.
Correct.
Here, a lot of emphasis was on the teachers Lot of emphasis was on the parents.
Hmm.
Lot of emphasis was on the system, but the system, as Principal Narkani has said rightly, the system has failed because we have not understood, or rather, we have not been able to communicate it back to the teachers and to the students what exactly is the meaning of no-fail policy. Anyway, given the situation, the examination is not there for standard 10. 12th also there will be no examination, which has been a decision just taken yesterday. I feel we have taken this decision exactly in line with what is happening in the country over. And in the given situation, there was no better option available at all. And therefore, this is the best option which is available not to have the examination.
Sir, before,
Otherwise,
yeah,
also,
yeah,
yeah, just a minute. Otherwise, also, if you look at what type of examinations were we having, don't you think this also is an occasion? Pandemic has also given us an occasion to look into the type of the examinations which we were conducting, which were largely based on rote learning, which were based on just I give you information as a teacher, you pick it up and you produce it in the examination. So we all know how much was the seriousness also. I mean, genuine seriousness in that. I don't mean to say that the teachers are not working. Teachers were doing their best. There's no question about it. But they were within the system which has been given to them. So this is what the situation is.
sir, before I go back to Nadkarni, sir, how should we be prepared for next academic year? What do you think? Because the pandemic is not going away. Looking at the pace of our vaccination drive, things are not going to be certainly normal probably till December, January. So how are you looking at it as an educationist, former director of higher education? What preparations or precautions we need to take as far as the next academic year is concerned?
Yeah, it's a good question. In fact, we have what we should have done during 2021 this year, we have not been able to. I mean, we have not been able to do what we were required to do. A lot of things were required to have been done. We could have started. See, I come with the teaching per se. To start with the teaching which was happening. Well, with the help of the Prudent media, Goa Ahead Association, and with some other support, as well as on the online learning, something has happened. But it has not reached to that level, up to the level of the student where it was supposed to. Why? Variety of the problems were there. And those were the systemic problems over which we have not been able to provide the solutions. Now, this was one thing. Now, secondly, we could have even planned in a still better manner for the year 2021. Planning for an online examination with multiple choice questions, with a limited syllabus, with limited subjects. For example, for science, we could have picked up some core subjects, and only on those we could have gone in for the what you call multiple choice questions. We could have gone in for that. Hello.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. We could have gone in. Yeah, we could have gone in for that for the year 2021. However, for 21-22, we have to presume that the 21-22 year also is not going to be normal year, based on what the medical fraternity says, based on what the scientists say, based on what the World Health Organization says. And in view of presumptive, we are presuming that there will be the next wave of virus which will be coming. Now, if we presume that, in line with that, we need to prepare. And this preparation would mean so many things. Number one, the board will have to take up a quick decision right now, in next 10 days, 15 days, in maximum in next 1 month. 1 month's time, the board has to take a decision that there will be trimming of the syllabus. Then it is a given situation now. It is 100% sure that we will never be in a position to complete the entire syllabus. It is here that the Goa board will have to come out, discussing with the boards of studies, and prepare for the trimmed syllabus, which can be covered up within a period of, say, 6 months. This is first step which need to be taken. Number two, we need to lay emphasis, or we need to lay, give weightages for certain subjects. For example, science, we talk of physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology. For commerce, we talk of economics, then accountancy, secretarial practice, something like that, those which are very important subjects for commerce. Similarly, for languages, we talk of, for arts stream, we need to emphasize on political science, economics, as well as some core languages. Now, this is what needs to be done. So, trimming of syllabus is one thing. Second thing is, once the syllabus is trimmed, we also need to go for a new methodology of teaching. Now, we have seen that post-pandemic, education is never going to be the same as it was earlier. There are many good things which have happened, and one good thing out of that which has happened is that there is a possibility of hybrid learning. We can think of 30-70. For example, 30% of the portion could be online, and 70% portion can be. And this online education
So I'll
is no
come to
limit.
online. So I'll
You
come
can
to
get somebody
online.
from
So
IIT.
we'll talk about
Yeah.
online education in a while.
Yeah.
I'll just take Nadkarni sir and I'll come back to you
Yeah.
on online. Nadkarni
Yes,
sir,
yes.
when you
Sure.
look at this next academic year, how do you look at it? What changes, what precautions we need to take now itself, considering that the next academic year can be very similar to the one which we had just now?
Yes. Principal Bhaskar Naik has already made one or two suggestions. Similarly, in fact, according to me, our textbook need to be redesigned. And it should be learning material rather than textbook. And so that we encourage the student for self-learning. Trimming the syllabi, then converting it into textbook, into self-learning material, and then self-learning material will help the student for self-learning. Even self-assessment, the child himself or herself will assess, and again will try to improve. So, of course, guidance of the students, guidance of the teachers, even from the parents is very essential. Secondly, even offline examination also, online examination, there is no question of offline examination. It is online examination also could be conducted with open book system, provided you change the setting of question paper. If setting of question paper is changed, then absolutely no problem in conducting online. Let the student copy. Let the students read and write the answer. So we will come to know at least these students have read, have tried for
They are comprehending what they had learned.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. So this could be the way out. So self-learning, self-assessment.
So before I go to Bhaskar Naik sir again, when you look at this online teaching and learning, and we have gone through this process for over a year now, do you think it has been successful? Some good points that we can take out of it and implement for the next academic year, and some bad points that we need to eradicate considering our experience of the past year?
I think Principal Bhaskar Naik has given a very good suggestion, 70-30. 30% could be online, so that we continue with the system, because we do not know hereafter also there could be students will have to go for higher education, they will have to probably go for online courses, etc. So this will help them. But one thing, online teaching last year, at least initially, there were several problems. Because even teachers were unaware how to handle the mobile.
Yeah.
And how to prepare. It was basically...
Suddenly from teaching a class full of 50 students, you are talking to a mobile phone or a laptop.
We were face-to-face teaching is different thing, and teaching online about different thing. Then some teachers prepared videos also. The videos were circulated, but the problem was with the children, with the students. There was a network problem, there was a data problem, and even few students had a problem of mobile set. I think if this was some support was given to the student for buying data, some compensation, some funding, some incentive rather, I think that there should not be any problem. But face-to-face learning teaching process should be face-to-face, and let us pray that this pandemic situation will go.
Yeah,
And we
I,
will have
that I think
regular
I
classes.
think we all are praying for that. Bhaskar Naik sir, when you talk about 70-30, do you envisage a possibility where we can physically be back to classrooms?
Yeah, I do envisage, but then that situation may not come by November, December, up to November, December. I'm looking at, that's why I was talking of trimming the syllabus. Said if we are talking in terms of by December, if the situation is in control, and by following the proper norms, etc., we may be in a position to conduct the classes in the month of December. Pending that, what I feel is, videos which has been right at the school level. There are scattered attempts which have been made by some people preparing those videos, but those are very, very minuscule. What I'm saying is, the type of an initiative which has been taken by the Directorate of Higher Education of Government of Goa, where they have prepared a good number of videos which are available to the children at any point of time. They can pick up those, they can learn. In the similar way, the teachers across the colleges during the process of online learning, some serious teachers have also prepared their own videos and they are available at the disposal of the student. Now, this needs to be done in a mass way as far as the high school level is concerned. One. Number two, this is a basic issue, and one part of it has been touched by Principal Nadkarni. The part that has been touched by is the data. Data is costly. Children don't have that much of money. And therefore, this money needs to be, we have to look into. If required, please don't collect the fees. They are a minor amount. The fees which are collected from the students is a minor amount. Don't collect the fees. Government is not going to be, powerful because the fees are not collected from students. It's a small amount. Now, that money should not be collected, and that money should be available for the children for buying the data. One. And number two, how much time a child can spend on videos. This is a basic issue. We cannot give too much of stress on online learning also, because the problems which will be created by online learning for a longer period of time, more than the specified, medically specified, or more than the scientifically proven, this, if more time is spent on the video, there will be other problems which will happen. So when I am talking of 30-70, it may go to 50-50 also, one does not know. It all depends on what type of a situation we are in the month of November. If the steps which we have taken, and Goa is such a small place, if we take some very, very strict measures, we can. If Australia can do it, why not Goa?
Yeah, I think
Why
very,
not
very
Goa? It's
important
possible.
words, sir. Finally, Nadkarni, sir,
Huh.
one advice to the policymaker right now when we are looking at the next academic year and when the next academic year is practically looking at us in the face. One advice to the policymakers.
So basically, what happens, whatever we have spoken now and we have told, I think in order to put it into practice, our SCRT, DIT, and board,
Yes.
all these three bodies should be
Come
effective,
together.
should work together. There should be competent persons appointed so that even videos could be prepared, videos could be available, online learning material could be available. So this is the work of all these three bodies. So government should see there's three bodies, there are experts appointed, and these experts, naturally they will do the work when they are appointed. And all this learning material will be available to the students.
Yeah, I think very important. Bhaskar Naik, sir,
Yeah.
one advice to the policymakers, and do you think we were kind of unprepared for this situation?
Yeah, I would say, going ahead with what Principal Narkane has said, I would only add to this. See, we have got this SCIT, Government of, the Education Department, Goa Headmasters Association, the media channels, all these people could be roped in together, and very nicely these things can be done. I would go a step further. Government should make available or earmark certain amount of money for starting their own channel, educational channel, which will run for say 12 hours a day. One educational channel, if it runs for 12 hours a day, or two educational channels, or buy some space with some present settled channels. For example, Prudent can be there, Goa 365 could be there, and all there are many channels which are operating, and carve out the time and give it to the students. So somewhere for the 10th, one channel will be, and for 12th, there will be another channel. And in addition to this, the children will have all those videos available at their disposal. See, for example, I'll tell you, Konkani Bhasha Mandal had started for 10th and 9th there, as well as for others. They had started some videos, a nice one have been done. No, that can be done in a bigger way now.
Yeah.
Support can be given to these organizations also in preparing those videos, so that
So you are saying rope in every possible resource,
Every possible
streamline
resource.
it, plan it, and
Yes.
just execute it, because we don't have time
Yes.
any longer.
You
Bhaskar
can-
Naik
no
sir, yeah.
time, no time.
Yeah, Bhaskar Naik sir, Pandang Nadkarni sir, thanks a lot for joining us on Goa Ahead. I think an unprecedented situation, and probably an opportunity when it comes to a field like education to think out of the box. Thanks a lot for joining.